Julie Chen, everybody.
Thank you.
Absolutely lovely.
Thank you. You look very handsome yourself.
Thank you very much indeed. I have been such a fan of yours on the early show and in the Big Brother, and you look like. Are you seeing anybody? Because I
just spoke to my husband on the phone, who you had dinner with last night.
I did. Yes, I had dinner with him last night.
Okay, go get him, and don't flirt too much.
Yeah. He actually has been calling me all day saying exactly the same thing as well.
Well, you know, your job could be on the line. No.
No. Is it? No, come on. Yeah. No, he's all right. Does he have an owl? I have a, you know, because he's very powerful, very like a Bond villain. He should have an owl.
No.
I've got the very thing. Hold on.
And like a hook for one hand.
Yeah. No, you can give him this.
Okay, I'll tell him. This was my prize from being on the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. It looked good in our yard.
He'll know that I got it from somewhere else because he doesn't pay me enough to buy my own owl.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
I'll talk to him about that.
Listen, the early show comes out of New York. How can you live here and make the early show out of New York? How does that work?
I wake up 3 hours earlier to do it. So we have a simulcast. I'll do it from Los Angeles while the rest of the hosts are in our New York studio. And we have a little LA studio in this building.
Oh, my God.
So I'll come in here at 2 a.m. And then we're live at 4 a.m. from the West Coast because it goes live to the entire East Coast at 7 a.m.
You work nights?
Yeah, I do.
I do. You work nights? Oh my
I know.
God.
I wake up to your show.
That's so
You're my
unfortunate.
morning news program.
Yeah, that's an odd way to start your day with this.
But I'm happy because, you know, always laughing.
Oh, well, except for tonight. Tonight, it's got, the owl really went. I had this owl idea, and it's just not worked.
Was that the idea?
Yeah. No, there was an owl earlier on, but you were probably sleeping. But the owl, anyway, it just didn't work.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Does that ever happen on the early show? Do you ever have things that don't work?
Yes, but luckily, like, we don't have to. Being funny is so much harder. So when things don't work as scripted, it's more like you get an interview with someone who gives you one-word answers, and the stage manager's going.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're like running out of questions, and it's just.
Who do you ever feel like, because you have politicians and stuff on, do you ever feel like just giving them a punch? Because they're just liars, aren't they? They're always lying.
No, I guess because we expect to, you know, kind of not really get a truthful answer or a complete, honest answer, so you're prepared for it. You know, it's just so you don't feel like, what a jerk. It's like, I knew that was going to be a tough one.
You knew he was going to lie, and there he is lying. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
All right, because I know you're married to my boss, right? So this is just between us.
Okay.
What was it like when he proposed to you?
He was actually very romantic. I mean, he got down on bended knee.
Really?
It was a Friday night, and he wasn't feeling well, and we were here in California, and he came home from work, and he said, we were about to watch Jeopardy, and he said...
You watch Jeopardy?
Yeah, we do.
Isn't that great?
I always lose to him. I always say, just give me a chance to
I love that you watch Jeopardy. Oh, come on, honey, Jeopardy, come on. Trebek.
We TiVo it if we can't sleep at night.
Well, of course.
We watch back to back to back. And even though I always lose to him, and he said, oh, can you go grab me a sweatshirt upstairs? And I remember thinking, I've been working these awful hours.
You're on the night shift.
I'm like, you know, I don't work. I'm tired too. And I thought, okay, he's sick. I'll go upstairs and grab him a sweatshirt. And I came back downstairs and I couldn't find him. And I said, where'd you go? And I heard his voice and he said, I'll be right there. And he walked in the room and he had 2 boxes in his hands like this. And I couldn't see what it was because his fingers were blocking it. And he said, I wasn't sure which one you'd like more. And then he got down on his knees and he said, but will you marry me?
Oh, how sweet.
I know, it was really
Two rings?
Yeah, and we ended up...
You chose that one then, right?
Which was not even in the running.
That's not one of them?
No, because I said, I don't care about whichever one you want me to have. Because I don't know, you know. He said, I really want you to be happy with it. So then we started looking around together, and then we both liked this one more.
So did the other 2 rings go back then?
Yeah, they went back.
You should have kept them.
I know. The earrings.
Yeah, you should have kept. You could have been like Liberace. You could have been covered in rings. That would get them talking in the early show. Back in New York, they're all, whoa, like that. You're like, oh, good morning. I got my big shiny rings on. I'm doing good.
I'd be like, how much does she get paid?
Now, where are you originally from then? Are you from the West Coast or the East Coast?
East Coast. I'm originally from Queens, New York.
Right.
Yep. And my parents are still there, but they're immigrants. I mean, I'm Chinese, of Chinese descent.
I was going to say, your family aren't from Scotland, are they? They're not.
No.
So your parents came over from China and settled into Queens?
Actually, my mother, although Chinese, was born and raised in Burma, which is now called Myanmar. It's a country called Myanmar now.
I thought that was a kind of caramel thing. Myanmar. We have to take a break. I want to hear about this when we come back. We'll be right back with Julie Chen, everybody. We'll be right back. People are trying to sleep. I'm so sorry. Welcome back, my lovelies. I'm here with the delightful Julie Chen. We were just talking about your parents, who were originally from China, I believe, and then settled in Queens. Is that right?
Right. Well, my dad was born and raised in China, and I was telling you, my mom was born and raised in a country called Burma, now called Myanmar. And they met when my mom was probably 15, my dad was probably about 17, and it's an odd story.
That's not legal, is it?
In China it is.
In China? Well, there you are then.
And my dad and his siblings and his mom were trying to get to Taiwan to be with my grandfather.
Right.
And because of a whole big combination of events, my dad's family stayed in Burma while trying to get to Taiwan. So my parents met and fell in love over about a week at that young age.
Right.
And they didn't see each other.
That's all it takes at that age, though.
I know, that's true.
Yeah.
They didn't know better. And then they didn't see each other for 10 years until my father came to the United States to study at the University of Florida at Gainesville.
Right.
And they wrote letters for 10 years, and he got her an application to become a graduate student in the United States. He sent it to her and brought her over to the US.
That's like a movie. That's fantastic.
They still have the letters. It's on those old onion skin, like airmail. You know, it's already posted, and they have like a big suitcase full of them.
Well, that's lovely. And so, when you grow up in the family, did you speak? Was it Mandarin?
Mandarin, yeah, I still do.
Do you speak Mandarin Chinese?
Indian.
Oh, well,
a little bit.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Of course.
No, that's lovely. So, did you speak Mandarin first and then learn English, or did you learn them both at the same time?
No, I learned Mandarin first. I mean, my dad is very traditional.
Right.
I'm the youngest of 3 girls, and I actually had it easy because my 2 older sisters brought English into the house because they were going to school.
Right.
But it was always not until, you know, I was in kindergarten or first grade did I start letting the English take over. It was
if your dad's very traditional, how does he feel about you marrying Moonfest?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? He loves him. Yeah, I mean,
well, he's
Leslie's
very
a great
traditional as
guy.
well, isn't he? Yeah, he's very kind of...
And both my sisters didn't marry someone who's Chinese, so they broke the ice for me.
Right.
You know, and being the 3rd daughter to get married, it was like, just get married.
Do you stay very close to your roots? Is there a Chinese community that you stay close to, or is it kind of assimilated?
I do stay close to my family, which is very large, so that keeps me very traditional in some ways. You know, my mom's whole side of the family, they're still in the Far East.
Right. Have you ever been out to China?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Where is it in China your folks are from?
My dad was born in Beijing.
Beijing.
And then he moved all over, and then ultimately by, you know, like, when he was a teenager, it was Taiwan. And I've never been to Taiwan.
Right.
And
did you think when you were growing up, though, thinking a little Chinese girl in Queens, did you think you would get a job in broadcasting?
No, you know, I had dreamed of it. I mean, you never know if you're going to fulfill that dream, but I've wanted to do what I do now since I was in junior high school.
I'm the same.
You wanted to host
I was exactly the same. I couldn't wait to be an old, tired drunk and get on TV. It was all that said. Growing up, my dream. Julie, you're a delightful, delightful woman. Please give my best to your husband. And we're not just saying that. He's a lovely man. Julie Chen, everybody. We'll be right back with Tracy Bonham.